The unmitigated gall, the audacity.
Just a straight arrogant.
It's just like
you have no regard.
People don't give they just do what they want to do now.
They don't care. Everything's out in the open.
So Barack Obama launched new podcast series to take on racism.
You know we don't fuck with you.
He know. In his book, he trying to defend himself. Oh, I didn't want to come off as too black. That's why I ain't do nothing for black people. That's not what he said.
No,
obviously,
you didn't come off as too black because you ain't black. You black, but we know what I'm talking about.
You ain't African American. He ain't African American. Barack and Michelle Obama are adapting a blockbuster book to Some of Us, What Racism Costs Everyone and How We Can Prosper Together into an informative brand new audio series. This woman, Heather McGee, wrote a book called The Some of Us, and where she go around the country and talk with people of all backgrounds about racism. This seemed like another one of those kumbaya type podcasts. Oh, we
seems like a hug.
Yeah,
black people needing a hug.
No, it's not just black people. I'm pretty sure they're gonna find a way to mix in other groups. You know.
No, they're gonna have her talking to all different types of people
about racism, and prejudice
and prejudice.
You know how crazy it is that a man who was once president of the United States of America. You know that bill we're trying to get passed now, the George Floyd Act, you know, qualified immunity, which is a big story right now. Everybody trying to get rid. He could have got rid of it.
Lynching bill's been sitting on the desks for years, decades.
The Emmett Till lynching bill, he didn't sign it either.
But he'll call up that gay NFL player and congratulate him.
Congratulate him for getting drafted.
Yeah.
Keep in mind the same thing we want Biden to do right now. That some people won't or expecting Biden to do. Obama could have did it with a supermajority. Not a majority. Obama had a supermajority in the House, which means he had an overwhelming majority.
And didn't do nothing.
And did nothing to help you.
We should have demanded that he got those bills passed when he was in the White House.
Yeah, and imagine, during the Obama era, we had Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown.
Who he said could have been his son.
Eric Gardner. But we had all those type of killings. He didn't sign none of those bills. None of those lynching acts. None of those police reform.
I'm sorry.
Qualified immunity was still around.
He said Tamir Rice.
Yeah.
Could have been his son.
And it's just, you just go, no, it was
Trayvon Martin?
It was Trayvon Martin.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, he had a fake tear. Yeah, I remember that. It's insane that he even has the gall to even try to speak about racism now. When you were the president.
He's trying to change his image. It's too late.
No, they're trying to get money. In the podcasting world for celebrities, you got to talk about like 5 subjects to pop, and racism is one of them. And other social justice topics. This is so disappointing if black people fall for this.
But I will say this, I think a lot of black people are waking up. There's still some that are asleep.
They're not asleep, they just in denial.
But some black people like, we don't fuck with Obama.
It's so disappointing. Speaking of disappointment,
bald-headed ass Symone Sanders.
Symone Sanders is disappointed. Symone Sanders tackled a protester to save Biden and still didn't get the press secretary gig. She's got the right to be upset. And by the way, I do not endorse the root.
That's who this was?
This is the root. I'm only clicking on this article because of the title and how stupid it is. The root, fuck them. I don't know how they still around. But they went through this article defending the idea that she deserved, quote unquote, the press secretary gig, the gig, quote unquote. And it's just like, she did all that capping. She went on all the social media platforms, all the media networks to defend this man's background. She defended
I'm talking
the crime bill.
She defended the crime bill. She defended what he said to Charlamagne off of the
Breakfast Club. Defended saying that. She defended all that bullshit.
And
he didn't give her nothing. He gave her to Kamala.
No, Kamala, she felt sorry for you.
Yeah, she felt sorry for us. Don't do it like that.
No, she did that because they would have been looking at her side-eyed as a quote-unquote black woman who didn't take this black woman to help him get into the White House. She saw that as a negative for her. She didn't do something.
Yeah, so you got Stacey Abrams, who allegedly won him Georgia. They giving her credit for helping him get in the White House. Didn't give her nothing. Now you got the media. You got social media trying to cancel Gayle King for asking a woman what's her dating life like. She's defending democracy and voting rights. She has no time to date. No, you should be actually asking for her. You should be actually telling her to get a life so that she can have mental stability. Shit. Y'all want her to keep doing this other stuff.
All these politicians out there, they still getting it in. Shit, Gayle, let me stop.
Cobwebs is dusted, baby. But so she was mad about this, and the report came out, and there was somebody in this comment section. I gotta show y'all this shit right here. There's this white person in the comment section. Much as I feel what she is saying, how you say this name? Psaki or just Saki?
Psaki.
Psaki. I mean, the P would be silent, wouldn't it? I've never heard him say her name.
I think it's Jen Psaki.
All right, Psaki handles her business up there, and takes no prisoners. She'll likely be viewed as one of the best to hold the position. All she does is say, "I'll get back to you."
That's untrue. They went in on her and how bad of a press secretary she is.
The selfless act of bravery shown above certainly deserves recognition, but not a guaranteed job offer. Listen to that. Now let me tell you what she's talking about. She's talking about that time. Now keep in mind, Symone Sanders. That's not the name, right? Symone Sanders. What was his campaign manager?
Yeah.
Now Biden is a former vice president. He has a security detail.
Mm-hmm.
But when he on his campaign trail, a woman ran on stage. It wasn't his security detail that got on stage first. It was Symone Sanders. She went and got that woman off the stage herself with one arm,
like a big linebacker.
Now keep in mind, he has a security detail. The black dude, that's part of his security detail. But his campaign manager,
the black man, like, I can't even do my damn job.
She was trying her hardest,
caping
to get that damn job.
Now that
says a lot. That's a strong image right there.
That's like being on a slave plantation.
Yep.
And she one of the people in the house.
Look at Miss Ann. Look at Miss Ann.
That's Miss Ann.
Miss Ann's like, what's going on?
And Joe and
Joe got his wife.
Yeah.
And look at her.
That's who he's sleeping with in the White House. She running up there. Lord have mercy. That's a crazy image.
It is, and it's sad. Actually.
She would be known for going up there on the stage tackling the white woman.
This is the actual report off of The Hill.
I'm not even gonna say what she looked like.
Symone Sanders, a senior advisor to Vice President Harris, was reportedly, quote, hurt after being passed over for the White House press secretary job. That's according to a wide-ranging Washington Post feature on Sanders and her fiance, DC's Director of Culture and Nightlife, Sean Townsend. Bakari Sellers, a civil rights attorney and mutual friend of the couple, said Sanders was, quote, stung after Biden ultimately chose former Obama Communications Director Jen Psaki for the press secretary job. Sanders worked for the presidential campaign of Senator Bernie Sanders in 2016 before becoming an advisor on President Biden's 2020 presidential campaign.
So he was an advisor on his campaign.
Her last name is
Psaki.
Psaki. Okay.
So that was the actual report that came out, and it's just like, first off, you came out publicly and said this.
I agree with that comment. I don't think she should have came out and said
but
anything.
That means she's already done.
Yeah, that means
she's about to step down, more than likely.
She's saying that she's in the article. She said she was happy with her job. She's so busy. You know, in the high scheme of things, it turned out being a good thing because she's doing more. But she about to stop.
She about to step down, more than likely. But then we got another person who is disappointed in someone, and that is Amanda Seale, saying she's disappointed in Kamala Harris for saying that America isn't a racist country. Once again, another person who was capping hard for Kamala Harris. If you said something bad about Kamala Harris, she was on your neck.
Yeah.
It wasn't just her. It was all of them. They was on your neck if you said something bad about Biden.
And Kamala, I know I bring her up every time. She was on that too.
When Kamala Harris's record was put on Front Street, what she was doing, how she kept a man in prison, even though there was evidence that he was innocent.
They defended it.
How all the stuff, the what they call it, when you lock people up when their kids not going to school. I forgot the name of it, but I'll find truancy laws. They was defending it. They was saying, yeah, she did a good job. Lock them up. They help the community. It's like, wow. But now you're embarrassed for supporting her. You know what they call that? Voters' remorse.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody told you they ain't gonna do shit for you,
and they ain't done shit for you
at all. This is one of her tweets in the past. She said, stop saying Kamala Harris is just as bad as Donald Trump. Just stop. Shit is not accurate or helpful and annoying as fuck. But she was locking people up. She was a DA. Well, that don't mean she needs to lock innocent people up. You know, you're supposed to lock people up who do violent crimes, destroy property. That's a crime.
Not in America.
You're not supposed to just lock people up for stuff you can fine them for, which is not even supposed to be a thing, but that's a whole nother discussion. This is the type of things that happen when people cape for people that have they think they're gonna build their career off of these people. So they thought they could do this and they end up on some network television and, you know, as a commentator or something. And no, you ended up on you ended up on Instagram
Back where
you gotta wait for Insecure to come back.
Yep.
That's what happened.
She was on the Real, and she
left.
She left the Real
because her energy didn't fit that show, understandably. So then she, when Kamala said that, and she tweeted on Twitter, "This is dumb and embarrassing." You have people that agreed with her, but she had people that disagreed with her, going at Kamala. People who still want to defend a quote unquote black woman. Then obviously you have people that was in their right mind and decided to go at her. And if you notice, you see that ADOS shout out.
ADOS be on their ass.
But this is one of the clips she put out when the quote came out about Kamala Harris.
I don't think America is a racist country, but we also do have to speak truth about the history of racism in our country and its existence today.
Okay, so everybody on some bullshit. Cool. That was dumb and embarrassing. And she embarrassed everybody who has supported her.
What was she gonna say? The country is racism? She's the vice.
No. You know how she answered that question? This country has a deep-seated history of racism. You're not calling the country racist, but you're also acknowledging racism. She just doesn't know how to answer the question.
Yeah, but we know what Kamala Harris is up to.
Yeah.
She wants to run for president.
2024.
She cannot upset her white
It's not just the white audience. It's you called in the moderate audience.
Yeah, she can't upset them.
Anyway, because I don't give a damn about that. But you can't have voted remorse. But that ain't the last thing she said. On her Instagram, she went on to say more.
Good morning, good people of the world, of America specifically. So, Representative Clyburn, who I think is a complete waste of time, has now joined in he hasn't now joined in. He had already joined in with the America is not racist rhetoric. And he is the one who is the majority whip that is a part of creating this anti-crime bill and is now saying that qualified immunity doesn't have to be a part of the bill because, we need to compromise and it's better if we can get something better than everything. And he would rather us get a bill that starts and then just get what we need later. And I just need to.
Nobody else
settles.
No one else is forced to settle.
What did that Asian law? Did they have to settle?
Nope. Right now, they basically created a committee. Not a committee. They committed to create a situation where they can report alleged anti-Asian crimes. They went on to make it an actual hate crime. To say, think about it. The stuff they did in that bill, and when people finally read through it and understand how it affects things outside of what it's supposed to be for, it's gonna always come back to bite niggas. They already locked somebody up for anti-Asian hate who got in a fight in a nail salon or a hair salon.
It's a nail salon. Which black women been getting their ass whooped at these salons.
So yeah, it's always gonna come back and hurt us. So
make it explicitly clear that these motherfuckers will have us begging for scraps if we let them. And we need to remember that our politicians are actually public servants and not the other way around. And I feel like
you can't really say that when you spent a year defending a politician for poor policies. And Kamala Harris and Joe Biden.
Yeah, you weren't viewing her as a public servant.
You were working for her.
Because we, the people, had a right to bring out some of the things that we felt about Kamala Harris, but you were trying to shame us and pretty much telling us to shut up.
You told us we were wrong for bringing out the policy and the truth that she did.
All got caught up in being brainwashed or watching House of Cards, and now we believe the rhetoric that they can't say what needs to be said or do what needs to be done because their hands are tied, when we are the ones who have given them this power. And so what I need us to do is to make sure that we understand that this is not a Republican Democrat thing at this point. This is a everybody needs to go thing at this point.
Once again,
I agree with that though.
Black people at the beginning of last year were saying we can't vote for neither party. We want tangibles. There was a person in a group who was saying we should get tangibles for what we want. I wonder what their name is. Start with ADOS.
Oh, ADOS.
Matter of fact, there was another man, former hip hop legend, who came out and said we want tangibles for our vote. Either party can get in on this. And he was chastised and told he was a coon and a sellout. You had Caucasians,
Ice Cube,
Mexicans on the internet calling a black man a sellout for wanting something tangible for his community. And guess who was behind it? A lot of you Negroes.
This is we need more than a bipartisanship two-party system. It all has to go. That's what has to happen. We need to overhaul the whole And you'll get people who will say things like, well, I did vote green. It's like, cool story, bro. You're like people who say I don't own a TV. Like, we get it. You're special, but.
So what you admit when you said that is you were right to vote green?
And you kind of shaming them.
You're shaming them still. Still voter shaming them. But they're right.
Ultimately, that was just for you. Because there isn't enough of a movement behind it for it to actually.
There could be if you would have voted for green.
There was a thing called ADOS that was building steam.
I didn't hear her talk about that at all. Did she talk about it?
I don't remember. Maybe I'm wrong, but she could have got behind this thing called ADOS.
Be impactful. There isn't enough of a whole overall. There isn't enough of a comprehensive understanding of the fact that all of this has to shift. You'll get people who are like, well, I didn't vote. What did you think you were doing?
So you're not chastising me for not voting for the shit you voted for. And now you're admitting that it's shit, but I'm still wrong for not voting for it. These people are insane.
You know what? You should have been having this kind of talk last year.
Yes,
you should have been saying we need to get rid of both Republicans and Democrats and scratch and start from the beginning. And we're not voting for anybody.
Could have did it.
But you still shaming people for who didn't vote.
Voters remorse.
Voters remorse.
You know you voted wrong, but you don't want to admit it. So you'll say, well, we're all wrong. If you didn't vote for somebody, you didn't do nothing. If you voted for green, you didn't do nothing. I voted for the piece of shit. I didn't do nothing. We all did nothing. No, you voted for the shit.
I don't believe none of these celebrities. This is theater. Everything they do is theater.
Yeah. But Obama's trying to talk about racism after being the damn president.
Laughable.
Symone Sanders mad she didn't get the job she wanted after tackling somebody off a stage and defending racism against her own people. And Amanda Seales has voters remorse.
Yeah.
A lot of them got voter remorse.
Go back to that article. The Atlanta Star article. One thing I will say is I've never heard Amanda Seales say, somebody please correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. I never heard her say anything about black and brown. I've only ever heard her talk specifically about black people. And we are the only group community that do this. If you go to our Congressional Black Caucus, committed to using the full constitutional power, statutory authority, and financial resources of the federal government to ensure that African Americans and other marginalized communities in the United States have the opportunity to achieve the American dream. Now, if you go to the Hispanic caucus, it don't say shit about no marginalized community.
Yeah.
And also, if you go to the Wikipedia for the Congressional Black Caucus, it says a community of mostly African Americans. The Hispanic says Hispanic descent. We are the only people who do this.
Yeah. But when you have no leaders, the gates of languish. But that's that on that, man. These politicians ain't shit. And these people that get put in position to talk about politics ain't shit. But all praise to the Most High, man, and peace.